Alright, so we're going to start with the Mazzer Mini, which is the entry-level grinder in the Mazzer range. Nice small footprint. This one is currently set up with the funnel mod, but can easily be swapped over to the doser, and we'll show you the doser action shortly. So we've going to set this up. So there we go, 0 grams. Alright, and there is our 18 grams for a double shot. Alright, and there we have it, 31 seconds. Alright, and there we go, 17 grams, and there's always going to be just a little bit left over there, but that's fine. So 31 seconds for our 18 grams, which is our standard double shot. The grind's nice and consistent. So there we go, that's an idea of the speed of the Mazzer Mini. Alright, so we're going to look at the Mazzer Superjolly. We've got our 18 grams of coffee there. Alright. And that is enough for a double shot. Okay, so oh, looks like I turned it off, but that was that was 20 seconds. All right, so doser here, so it basically holds the coffee until you're ready to dispense it into your portafilter, but in this instance we're just going to put it into our little measuring cup there. All right. Okay, so there we go, 18 grams in, roughly 18 grams out. There's always going to be a little bit of variation, so there could be ground coffee left in the doser from the previous shot if you haven't cleared it completely, or there may be a little bit of coffee left over in the chute, either of which can affect the amount of coffee going into your next beverage. And throw out your ratios from there. There we go. Superjolly, about 10% faster than the Mini. So 20 seconds to grind out 18 grams compared to approximately 30. So moving over, we're not going to look at the M100. Again, these never got imported into New Zealand. I managed to get hold of this, God knows how. We've just refinished it in lovely retro green. I'm probably going to hold on to this for my own personal collection. They're just too rare. I think maybe there's only a dozen, maybe 20 in the country, if that. So Mazzer never imported them to New Zealand, so again, very, very rare. The predecessor to the Mazzer Cold, which is the top of the line belt drive. But again, very cool piece of Mazzer history right there. So moving on, we have our Mazzer Kony. Now this is the first of the electronic grinders. Now these are a step up from our manual on-off and dosage grinders. These give us the option to dial in exactly how much coffee we're going to grind. So I can tell the grinder exactly how many milliseconds, and it's adjustable by 0.05 of a second, so I can get it to be exactly as much or as little coffee as I like. I can set independent shots, so I could do, say, 9 grams for a single shot and 18 for a double, or if I was doing doubles and triples, I could do 18 and 21. It also has grind on demand. Okay, it's no coffee in there, but grind on demand. It's fan cooled, which means we don't get the build-up of heat like we do from some of the smaller grinders there, which increases the flavor profiles and improves flavor profiles. Now this is finished in a lovely chameleon paint job. So we're not showcasing the paint on this side or on this particular video. We can look at some paint options later on. We're just going to kind of look at how the grinder behaves. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, there we go. We've got our zeroed out cup. Okay, we've got our 18 grams there. Okay. Alright, so there we go, we've got our 18 grams there. Cool. And there's always going to be a little bit of residual stuck in the chute there, and that's perfectly normal. So this took around 10 seconds to grind that. The other fantastic thing about this is the fork setup. These are a lifesaver in high volume situations. If you're pulling 60, 70, 80, 100 shots an hour, as opposed to having to hold the portafilter under the doser and do that several thousand times a day. All we do, portafilter sits there, we hit grind, we're able to go off and do a pitcher of milk, we're able to get our next drink order, we're able to go serve a customer, portafilter comes out, we tamp, in the machine it goes, and we're on to the next one. While that's happening, we can put another portafilter there, hit the button, it cuts down the time to make coffee by heaps. These things are an absolute godsend. So the Kony and the Major, very similar. I will turn this on and we'll do a quick demo of this. Again, very similar specs, and we'll plug this in and get this up and running in just a moment. Alright, so we're going to look at the Mazzer Major. This again is the electronic version, and these are my weapons of choice whenever it comes to high volume pop-up cafes, mobile barista services. Absolutely fantastic bits of kit, the backbone of any legit barista. So we've got our 18 grams of coffee there. Okay, so give or take, yeah. Alright, so we'll step over to the machine. Alright, so here we go, our Mazzer Major, finished in a stealth black pearl. Again, this is my personal machine. Same features as the Kony, just slightly different form factor. So we've got our 18 grams. And we've got this programmed. There we go, we've got our 18 grams. Alright, and there's going to be a little bit of residual left over as well, and that's perfectly normal. So super nice, consistent grind. And just so adjustable, so you can adjust by flavor profile, by roast date. Absolutely brilliant. Right, so again on the side we have our Mazzer Mini, entry level, good for what it does, more geared towards the home setup. Most people use these as their first entry into the home barista setup. From here we have our Mazzer Superjolly, probably the most common and popular of the range. Again, home or very low use barista setups. Most cafes may use this as a decaf grinder. The M100, not for sale. Sorry guys, super rare, my collector's item. I'm just here showing you a little bit about that. From here, our Mazzer Kony, again finished in the chameleon, super useful, especially when it comes to high volume pop-up cafes, high volume events, 100 cups an hour. Portafilter sits there, we press the button, grind, grind, grind. Alright, from there, tamp, next portafilter goes on, press the button, and as a barista we're away getting our drinks on the go. Again, same setup here for the Major. Again, electronic, 2 kilo hopper capacity, fantastic. Again, just under 2 kilos here. In here, you may have noticed this grinder. This is the Mazzer Major, except in a bag configuration, finished in lovely matte black. Again, just out of our paint division. Now these grinders are solely used if you were doing bags of takeout coffee for customers. So someone comes in, says I need 250 grams of coffee for my espresso machine, we can dial it in here, bag clips on there, we turn it on. These are high volume machines. Not much point, they aren't really suitable for a cafe as a primary grinder. The reason for that is they're just not kind of configured for that. So again, our Major, our Kony, our Superjolly, and down the end our Mini. Awesome. So any questions, feel free to hit us up at Headshot Coffee, www.headshotcoffee.com, or you can find us on headshot_coffee at Insta. Fantastic. Cheers guys.